gentlemen, good evening. Thank you for your patience. The order of march is going to be this. In a moment I'm going to hand over the microphone to the captain, then you'll hear the ladies' captain Rachel, then Martin will do the pros prizes, and then finally it's back to me again for the amateur prizes and the raffle. Okay, so without any further ado, here's our 2012 captain, Mike Haynes.
Thank you. Can I welcome you all here to this culmination of this, our 33rd annual Pro-Am. Thank you to those of you who started very early this morning and are still here and waiting to pick up any prizes or even just to hear what we have to say. These sort of events for us are a highlight to our calendar. It gives us the opportunity to play with professionals in a competitive environment. That has its downside as well, of course, because we stand there thinking, why the hell do we bother? You know, but never mind, that's how it goes. And but most importantly, it raises the bulk of our funds for our selected charity, which this year is the Royal Berkshire Hospital charity, which Rachel will say more about in a moment. I believe that this club and the staff and the members can feel proud that over the last 33 years of running this event, we've contributed to so many varied and deserving charities. So thank you to all of you who have turned up year on, year out. Of course, this sort of event does not just happen, and so if I may, I would just like to do a few thank yous to Mark Howell, our professional, for liaising with the BB&O PGA and setting everything up beforehand, which is a great deal of work, and we thank you, Mark, for that, and a host of other jobs you do. Thank you. To Steve, our head greenkeeper, and his staff as well for preparing the course for us today, which was pretty good order, I thought. And so thank you, Steve, for that. To Martin Morby and his PGA team, thank you for looking after the professionals and formalising this event for us, Martin, that's appreciated. To Beverly, let's not forget Beverly, who beavers around like mad in the week before and even before that, coercing sponsors, preparing the programmes, getting members to enter teams, and generally chivvying us all up and making sure we're in the right place at the right time. Thank you, Beverly. To our house staff, to Lynn and her team, and to Ian the chef for keeping our home fires burning and providing us with all the important refreshments and food that we've had today. Thank you very much, Lynn. We mustn't forget our volunteers, and many of them, not least Jilly, who has been on reception all day today and seen you all in and giving you your packs. Thank you, Jilly, that's great. Thank you for your help. The ball spotters, the car park attendants, and everyone else who has given their time to help. And I would especially like to thank my Vice Captain Dave Sexton and Paul Goddard, who stepped in at short notice to man the gamble hole on the 16th and take your money off you. So that was excellent. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Paul. Big thank you to our sponsors who have made this possible, and in particular to Chairman Joe Hamani and West Coast for generously entering 6 teams today and providing some of the prizes here tonight. So thank you, Joe. Thank you, West Coast. And last but not least, to all of you who have participated in today and supported the day in any way, large or small, thank you very, very much. I'll now hand you over to the ladies' the ladies' captain, you've been demoted, Rachel, who will tell you more about the Royal Berkshire Hospital charity. Thank you very much.
Hello everybody, I'm not going to take very long other than to say thank you to all of you who played. As you will know, those who play here anyway, the Royal Berkshire Hospital was my chosen charity this year. An easy choice. I worked there for a very long time, and I know at first hand how important it is to receive the extras that don't come through what we can regard as conventional funding. 30 years ago when I came to Reading, a bit more than 30 years, we'll call it 30, we didn't even have a CT scanner. Now that's the measure of how far modern medicine has come. We all take things like that totally for granted. But in 1980, we were fundraising through charity for our first ever body scanner. I think we now have 3. We all take that for granted. So it goes on. And because of my long association with it, it was inevitable I would choose that. And I've chosen services that we ourselves are using, in particular the stroke unit, and I know several members here have benefited through that. Some of the more modern cancer surgery, that's our Robbie. And I have to admit that some of us aren't getting any younger, we're trying, but we've also chosen elderly care, perhaps as a recipient of any of our fundraising. So I am delighted. Thank you all for playing, and I think we have some sponsors here this evening who have come to say thank you. Is that right? Is that the right time? Yeah. We have a cheque for you, and I have some representatives from the hospital. It isn't the exact amount, Ian, but it's their contribution for this evening, and on behalf of everybody here, one cheque.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. This is a tremendous amount of money for us to receive tonight. And as Rachel said earlier, the money that we raise here through charity goes to buy the extras that make a huge difference to patients at the Royal Berks Hospital. And the charity wouldn't exist without people like you. So again, thank you very much. It's very important and we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Ladies and gents, it's now my turn. We are this evening now going to do the professionals individual prizes for the Henley Pro-Am 2012. And we had some fantastic scores today, but it tied in 10th place, I hope some of them are here, with a score of 70. We had Martin Woodbridge, Mark Squire and Mike O'Connor. I don't know. In tied 6th place with a score of 69 minus 1, we had Gareth Edwards, Andrew Blakes and Alan Lovelace. Tied in 4th place with a score of 68 minus 2, Guy Woodman, Matt Collis, and I'm sure you've all seen very popular Mark Howell. And I just say it gives me great pleasure. And we had joint winners for the Henley Pro-Am 2012 with a score of 66 minus 4. That was David Stanton, Joe Templar and Tom Fleming.
Mr. Captain, I'd just like to say a few words of thanks first. Tom and Dave, well played, you were lucky. I gave you a head start with a 6 up the first today. Although I did get lucky with a hole in 1 on 11. Which we still have now. Yeah. It's on the bar. Big thanks to Gary, Bev for their work, Mark for all your work. I've learned a lot of you over the last 12 years, so I've got to try and put all this on for Reading Pro-Am next month. So if anyone would like to play there, please just let me know. I'd like to thank catering staff, greenkeepers, as normal. Everything was fantastic. All the helpers today, everyone who's put a lot of work in, it's been great. And I will be back next year to try and do it again. But thanks so much.
I got a very